Hey, Max here, and I got a hot topic to talk to you Star Wars fans about in today's episode. And it's also about James Bond 25 and beyond, and what's happening with that series, and the SJW agenda, and how Bond what's happening, possibly happening with Bond, proves that there definitely is an agenda. But first, I want to get on to the disclaimer. Warning, this video contains rumors, speculation, strong opinions, and a Mad Max. So, I thought this would be an interesting topic. This was on my mind today. I want to hear all of your opinions, and I could be wrong. I admit that. I just want to talk about it though. So, first, let's get on to the updates. And the reason I included Bond is I like reporting on recent rumors, but I'm kind of like exhausted with all these Han Solo trailer rumors that hit the internet, and I'm included in that too. But most of the time I'm reporting on stuff that's hit the web. So there's another one. Let's talk about the Solo trailer, official trailer, and the movie again. It's rumored again to be debuting during the Super Bowl. There were also rumors earlier in this week that it was not, though, because Disney was going to concentrate on Avengers, Infinity War, and Black Panther trailers. So I honestly do not know what to believe. I think they should. If maybe they'll just throw it in the middle, have a good trailer, Solo trailer, and another trailer. I don't know. Maybe it still will be good. But I want to talk about these two characters. So let's also talk about why it's taken so long, and another reason they maybe hid the trailer this long. Was it hard for Aaron Allenreich to act because of the shackles of social justice? Was he missing the part of his character that made him a scoundrel? You take away the edge and you get a generic bland character. And let's talk about Bond 25 and Bond 26. After Daniel Craig, there have been articles in entertainment media that they may go with a female Bond. So I want to examine both of these situations and show how it can destroy the fun of going to the movies, the escapism, and how the recent rumors about Bond just proves there is an SJW agenda. And interesting, can you just imagine if the Me Too movement went into fictional characters? Breaking fictional news, this just in. Fictional characters are saying James mixed business and pleasure. These women are both shaken and stirred about their experiences with 007. They say he used many inappropriate innuendos and lots of alcohol to get his way. Now that was just a parody. In real life, abuse should not be made fun of, or people who speak out about it. But the parody was used to illustrate a point that the movie character that needs SJW's issues injected the least is definitely James Bond and also Han Solo. And to say there is not an agenda when the only reason they say they are considering it is, why not? That really proves there is an agenda. There's no good reason to do it just because they can. If it's not being discussed because it would be good for the character, tell us how it would improve the character or the story. Nothing is said here as to why a woman James Bond would make a better character. And he is a womanizer. That's just part of his character. It's a part of the movie history and the majority of the 24 Bond movies. Even the names of the female characters are innuendos. So, you see, for better or for worse, innuendo, humor, cheesy one-liners, male bravado, all of these are part of both of these characters. They are movie characters guys and gals look to take them on a fun adventure without having to worry about being PC. They're both scoundrels, and they should stay that way. Maybe we should give Alden Ehrenreich a pass for his part in this disaster. I mean, they want him to try and live up to the original Harrison Ford with the shackles of PC SJW chains of 2018 and a SJW lead Kathleen Kennedy Disney World. Honestly, if you are really an SJW in for women's rights, you shouldn't be in a James Bond movie at all, let alone Jamie Bond or Jane Bond. James Bond movies notoriously objectify women, so this whole idea is ludicrous. Women deserve their own characters, franchises, and properties, not sloppy seconds, and OG fans deserve characters that stay their characters, and not choices that are made for a good story and movie, not a PC news story. That's really all it's going to be. Also, don't listen to Hollywood. They are the biggest culprits of bad behavior and character stereotypes. They will not foot the bill for true diversity in movies by starting new properties, so they constantly are just replacing their old ones with SJW ones, and the constant reboot, sequel, rehash money train. This is Hollywood doing the easiest and cheapest thing they can do. Just make them female. When Hollywood, Weinstein scandal, Me Too movement is how we got to this point in the first place. They can't get a spy movie to be successful with one of the most popular actresses, Scarlett Johansson, or the upcoming movie with Jennifer Lawrence. The only one that is going to be able to get it right, is Marvel with Kevin Feige and Black Widow. And you know why? Because he is an exception in the movie making business, and he treats characters and their histories with respect. Barbara Broccoli, the producer of the Bond movies, the Broccolis own the property, told the Daily Mail, "These films tend to reflect the times, so we always try to push the envelope a little bit. Anything is possible." Well, while they push the so-called envelope, we should push our wallets aside. Right now it's Daniel Craig, and I'm very happy with Daniel Craig, but who knows what the future will bring. This is Barbara's comments. Ever since Craig rolled out returning the franchise following the latest film Spectre, even though he U-turned to film One More Effort, speculation over his successor has been rife. Idris Elba has been heavily linked with the role, but the constant debate over the color of the spy skin has taken its toll to the Luther star. Now, I'm not against changing his race. I have no issue there. But gender, I'm totally against. It doesn't match the character. So let me get this right. Social justice and the right and PC thing to do is to replace and change existing characters. So social justice is to treat people, races, and minorities with enough respect. I think it should be to be created with races and minorities with enough respect to create their own characters, storylines, and franchises. But you know what? That costs too much money. So this is why it's such an issue in movie making right now. It is cheaper for movie studios to replace actors than to really put their money where their mouth is and have a true revolution in movie making and start projects that really represent minorities and women. You know how many talented women and minority directors, writers, and actors are out there waiting for their project to get started, and we have to deal with this junk. And this also could be at great cost of those talented people waiting to get their project started. Because this is a trend, and trends die. And once the trend is done, then Hollywood will say, "See, it didn't work. And let's do what we used to do." So that's why it's also damaging to the cause of diversity. Because you keep shoehorning it where it doesn't need to belong. It stops them from original properties going forward, and then they're going to say it doesn't work. That's not why it doesn't work. Broccoli also said, "We are open to anything." Really? Why? This is supposed to be a spy action thriller and popcorn movie. This is again why people get annoyed with SJW agendas. Is it really social justice just to make Bond a woman? Could you do it? Yes, you could do it. Should you do it? I don't think so. Could you add diversity into the Bond franchise? That, yes, absolutely. Why not introduce a 00 that is a female, and if successful, make a spin-off? Or make a series that is totally separate from James Bond. In the same universe even, maybe. True representation is to give minorities and diversity by creating their own characters. They deserve great characters. Replacing existing characters is just to prove a political point, and it exploits minorities to try to get them to pay movie tickets, and it upsets the existing fan base. These corporate studios don't care about diversity. It's just that it's in 2018. It's a trend to incorporate it anywhere they can, to try and grow the audience and treat their customers like idiots. They honestly think they can make more money. These idiots will show up day one no matter what. And if we make a Bond a female, we'll have a whole new market to buy tickets. And they also underestimate us, just like The Last Jedi. Audiences and consumers are smarter than before. Don't fall for movie marketing. All they care about is more and more money. Why in the world would you even consider making a Bond a woman when he's a male chauvinist? He would have a lifelong list of accusers, honestly. He just does it with he just gets away with it because he's got a smile and a British accent. I'm not saying it's right, but that's the character. He always mixes business with pleasure. And love it or hate it, this is part of his character. And removing it would hinder part of the escapism of the character at the movies. We have movies to have fun. I don't want to look at politics in my blockbuster movies. There is room for these issues and even movies for these issues. But is it really a good way to spend all the effort of social justice to push the agenda in popcorn movies and action movies? There's much better ways and real social justice issues that need to happen. This isn't the place for it. Look, we already have to deal with 20 minutes of ads and trailers before the movie, ads, product placement in the movie, and now you want to add social agendas in the movie and characters that history is littered with innuendos. This is literally shoehorning an agenda where it does not fit. A woman spy thriller could absolutely work. Maybe even, I'm just thinking, Perfect Dark is a video game. That would be, the original games would be an awesome character for a movie. Before they just create a new character. Really, I would love to see a really great female agent introduced in Bond 25 or 26. But I don't think she needs to replace James. This really shows the weakness of movie studios and writers obsessed with remakes, reboots, and sequels. They're just out of ideas, so they go with trends. These people just want a paycheck, and the easiest thing to do in writers' room and trendiest thing to do is now Bond is a woman. One of the better ways I see Hollywood expand, create diversity for the better is Creed. And that would be, take that template, and that would be a good way to introduce a great female spy into the world and do a successful movie spinoff. So those are my thoughts. That was what I was thinking about today. I'd love to hear your opinions. And now I'm going to get on to the viewer comment. I really appreciate all the comments. Please keep them coming. There's a few episodes I didn't include, but I really want to try to include it in every episode. This one's from I Akumu, and she's a frequent commenter. I really appreciate her comments. I rather trust people who spend their hard-earned money to watch a movie, and then they decide to take time out of their day to write a review. And I completely agree. Unfortunately now, though, I just saw on the news that they're also... Entertainment News picks up on this right away, that there's a group of people creating bad scores for Black Panther on Rotten Tomatoes, and that really hurts the cause of audience score, because I really think there is an issue with critics score, and making false reviews, it just hurts the cause. It's probably a small number, but entertainment media jumps on that right away. So I'm a little disappointed in that. I may make another hot topic about that, but I appreciate your comment. I still trust the audience more than critics because they're wined and dined, and it only gives them the benefit to make everything sound great, so they get noticed. So, but those are my thoughts. I want to hear yours. And this is where I want to say, you don't have to follow me anywhere. I just want you to join in the conversation of a hot topic. I want to know your opinions. Maybe I'm wrong. Tell me why. Please rate, and I'll see you again on the next hot topic.